Hello and welcome to my Smart Trading December newsletter, our final newsletter for the year. Can you believe another year is now over? Before the year ends, I have one final video update for you, as well as a special New Year discount on my Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course. But before we get started, I just need to remind you that I'm not licensed to provide any personal investment advice. This video and all the charts and trades I share are for illustrative purposes only, and I'm just showing you how I view the current market and sharing this with you. There's been a lot going on in the markets, so let's go and check out the charts because it's the charts that I use to view the current trends. Here's a chart of the XJO, which is the ASX 200. Now the ASX 200 has been stuck in a trading range since about middle of the year, about June, where it found support around this 550 mark, and it managed to get as high as the 5600. Then it fell back and it managed to maintain an upward trend, but it broke out of this upward trend channel in November with the US elections, and it completely collapsed, touching this same 5050 mark. Then it whipsawed back up and managed to break what was looking like it was starting to become unhealthy and move back up to its resistance of this 5600 level. And right now we're starting to push back away from it. So it's going to be really interesting to watch as to whether the market is going to start moving back down again, or if we have enough power to push through. Now we do have Christmas coming up, and between Christmas and New Year can be a quiet time in the market because the volumes drop off. I mean, we all need a holiday. There's a lot of public holidays in here. Everybody's got time off work. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. And the markets do tend to go a bit quiet, and you will see the volumes drop off. So as to whether it's a good time to keep trading, that's personal preference. If I've got some good trades running, I will continue to keep them open. I always keep my long-term weekly trades open, but I may stop opening new daily system trades with my CFD trading system unless there is a signal that comes up in my system that is just too good to be true and everything lines up. Then I may take on board a new trade. Otherwise, I'll just continue to run with what I already have open and look at building back in with that CFD trading system into the new year. Now, this is a daily chart we're looking at. If we go to the weekly chart, you can see this channel in here where the Aussie market had started to become healthy after its downtrend. So the weekly chart is a very zoomed in view of all the action that's happened over the period of time. And we had a really nice rising market from 2012, and then it broke down in 2015 and started to make new lows, even getting below the significant 5,000 support level before it started to become unhealthy again. And now it's starting to, what I call, mess around, where I really don't know if it's healthy or unhealthy, because this uptrend line that was in place has now broken, but it has also moved higher as well. So we're in an equilibrium stage where we're getting equal highs and equal lows. We're not getting higher highs and lower highs occurring, and that's when the market is consolidating. So you can see when it was rising in here and those lows were getting higher along the way and the highs were getting higher, but then we had a breakdown and an equal low form. And it's also a slightly lower low from the last low over here. But now we have an equal high forming. So that's what I mean by the market is consolidating. And for it to start trending again, we need to have it break up above this 5600 level to know that it is definitely healthy again and there is new highs being made. Otherwise, we are in this consolidation zone. And who knows how long that could go on for. Who knows, we could even get a breakout too. The market can do anything, and I can't predict what the market's going to do. The only thing I can do is follow my trading systems, and if I get a signal, I take it. And the most important thing is my money management and my stop losses, because I simply have no control over what the market is going to do. The only control I have is over my risk and money management, and that's why before I undertake any trade in the market, I always know where my stop loss is going to be set, and I position size my trades accordingly. And I teach all this in my Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course. So while we're looking at the charts, let's go over and have a look at the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 is very healthy compared to the Aussie market. It's had a break to blue sky territory. So we had a dip after the US elections and things were starting to look a little bit unhealthy, but lo and behold, it took off and it hasn't looked back since. And if we go to the weekly chart, because this is a daily chart, you can see this long-term uptrend place in the US market has been in place for a long time now. It started back after the GFC in 2009 when the US market started to become healthy again, and it continued moving up and moved into blue sky territory. Then it managed to get all the way up to about the 2,100 level, and that's where it got stuck and created a new resistance level for it and wasn't able to get past it. It eventually did push past it and has then pushed to new highs again. So we're getting those new highs occurring in the US market, which we're not seeing in the Australian market. But there was a dip in there. I mean, we did get a dip lower over here in early 2016, but it was still in place with its long-term uptrend where it touched. If anything, it just had a steeper uptrend line in here for a period of time, and then it fell back to its longer-term uptrend line. But now that it's making new highs, it's confirming that this market is still healthy. So last newsletter I shared a couple of trades with you. One of these trades was Oz Minerals. With the way the Aussie market was going, I had some long and I had some short trades running, and I still am in that same position now with some long and some short trades running, and that's because that Aussie market is in consolidation. So I am still getting signals on both sides of the market. So Oz Minerals I entered into just when it broke back above $6, and it came up in my daily scan. When I ran my scan that day, which is when I click on my Explorer button, I highlight my scans, I press Explore, and it runs a scan for me across the top ASX 300 stocks of the market. And whatever comes up in the report that day is what I'm interested in looking at. And this share came up in the report on the 25th of October, and I liked what I saw. It was making a new move higher, bouncing off a clear support line, had above average volume, so I entered into it. And it has moved very strongly. And then when it got up near $8, I took windfall profits because it had moved so high in a short space of time. There was a 30% increase in that move, and I was happy to sell half and take some profits out. So when I'm in a situation where a share moves fast in a short space of time, I have the option to take profits. It got up near the round number of $8, and while it moved above it that day, it rejected it by the end of the day, and I took some profits off the table. But I never completely close out unless there's a good reason to, because this share was still looking healthy. It had a pullback, then it ran up to its next resistance line, then it started to show some weakness and was falling away from the resistance. So that's when I sold the remainder with an aggressive exit. But I've always got my trailing stop loss in play, and this is always my backup. And my exits are usually based on that stop being hit or an aggressive exit, windfall profit, or time stop reason. And these are all things that I cover in my Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course. So I held this trade for all of 30 trade days. I made a 34% return on the trade size. Now, because it was a CFD margin stock, so this was a CFD trade that I undertook, I only had to outlay 10% to open the trade. So based on the margin, it was a 340% return on the margin amount. And I made 3.8 R multiple win. If you understand R multiples, then you know that I made nearly 4 times my risk size on this trade. Now, these are all things I discuss in the course, so don't worry if you don't understand them. So that's an update on the trade that I shared with you last newsletter video. And the next trade that I also shared with you was a short trade on Cochlear. Now, I entered short on Cochlear on the 24th of October when it came up in my short retracement scan. The share had been healthy, it broke below its uptrend line, gave me a short signal from my scan that day. It matched all my trading rules. I liked what I saw, so I simply entered into it. And right there, this trade is still open and running. So I will continue to hold this trade open, and I have my trailing stop loss active on the chart of that share. So there's nothing that I need to do at the moment except to continue to move my stop loss as this share moves my way, and I always trail a stop loss accordingly. Now, this is an open trade I have running, but I also have many other trades running at the moment. And just to give you an example of a long trade that I've got running, here's a share that I've got open that I entered into on the 23rd of November. So this share came up in my long scan when I ran my scan that day, had a beautiful white candle rising up with the above average volume. Everything looked good and it met my setup criteria, so I simply entered into it, and that trade is still open and running. Its next resistance is coming up to this price level here. Now, if you don't understand support and resistance, I spend more detail talking about support and resistance and trend lines in a course that I have called the Smart Charting 101 online course. And you can purchase that anytime from my website for $97, and you can get started with it straight away. And there's 10 videos that come with that course, as well as a detailed handbook. And that handbook has a lot of exercises in there so that you can put your new learnings into practice. So that's an update on my trades and what's been going on in the market. And before I finish up, as I already mentioned, I've got a New Year special for you on my Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course. Now, the Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course is the course where I teach you everything I do in the stock market. This is your step-by-step guide through my personal trading plan. I provide the MetaStock codes to my trading systems. I show you exactly how I trade the market and what I do each day, each week, each month, and each quarter, and what my trading routine is, and I help you get set up along the way. So it's a 13-session online course where you get detailed online video tutorials from me, you get notes with information in there, and you also get some extra things like an Excel spreadsheet to help you with your position sizing, a weekly analysis spreadsheet so that you can set up your weekly routine as I teach you. It's all about getting inside my head and discovering how I trade the stock market. And that's what this mentor course is all about. So as you would already be aware, I trade two predominant trading systems. I have my long-term weekly system that focuses on holding shares from a few months to a few years. And this one is a long-only system. And it will be turned off at different times. It was turned off during the GFC. I had my last stop loss hit in January 2008, and it sat in cash for 18 months before I got a signal to start trading it again. Then I've got my medium-term daily system that focuses on trading CFDs, and it can hold a CFD trade from a few days to a few weeks, and it trades both long and short in direction. And this is the one that is active through all kinds of markets, from bull markets to bear markets to consolidation periods as well. Now, when you purchase my Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course, you also get 1 year's membership to the Smart Traders Mastermind program. And this is my ongoing support program for my clients, because there's nothing worse than doing a course and walking away and there is no support afterwards. So I want to make sure that my clients are always supported. And to do this, they receive detailed half-an-hour monthly video updates from me. We have several webinars throughout the year. We just had our end-of-year webinar last week. And we have monthly exercises where my goal is to help you put what you learn through the course into practice. And I know my clients have a lot of fun with this and they learn a lot through these monthly exercises. We also have an exclusive discussion forum, and this is where the monthly exercises are put up. And this is where members can discuss things with each other and ask me questions at any time. So it's my ongoing support program. And I find the best way to teach is just by sharing what I'm doing in the market all the time. And I share with my mastermind members all my trades. And I do it through those monthly video updates, through the webinars, and the discussion forum. Now, last video I mentioned MetaStock version 15 has been released. Now, you might be a MetaStock user, you may not be. It doesn't matter if you're not using MetaStock. When I teach the codes to my trading systems, I also detail what those codes mean so that if you are using a different software, you can code it into your software. But if you are interested in MetaStock, there is a new version that has been released. Right now, I'm still using version 11. There are bugs in version 15, so it's not ready right now for me to recommend people upgrade to it. But Craig Kirby at Oracle Traders is working very closely with MetaStock to iron those bugs out and also get the local data working better with the data provider, so it'll all streamline. So it may still be another couple of months before it's at the stage where Craig and I are both very happy with it. So there's no rush to jump in there just yet, and don't feel pressured to do so. But if you have any questions at all, please feel free to give Craig a call. You can email him, and there's also a phone number. He's taking a little bit of time off over the January period, so you can pop him an email if you have any questions at that time. And don't forget, if you need any help writing a trading plan, you've got my step-by-step guide to developing a trading plan. And you can buy this book from my website, and it's also available in Kindle version from Amazon. And don't forget to go to my website and you can download my free special report and learn all about the top 10 mistakes that new traders make, and hopefully I can help you not make those mistakes. Trading is a journey and we will make mistakes along the journey, and one of my goals is to help you understand and get you on the right track. And if you want to know more, don't forget about my Smart Trading Mentor course. In the newsletter that you've received with this video, there's a 10% discount on the course that is available up until the end of January. And it's not very often that I offer a special on this course, so this is a once a year special only. So if you have been considering my Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course, now is your opportunity to purchase it. I'd also like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you have any questions at any time, my contact details are in the Contact Us area of my website. Goodbye for now.